install and uninstall these pins. They go over the top of the lower ball joint. Let's see if I remember how to use it. Put it on here. That. And open it up. Slide it over there. Alright, that didn't work. Let's try it again. You seeing this live. This ain't no joke. It's not opening up wide enough. I needed to go wider than that. So why is it not? Maybe I gotta put another pin on that. That's not wide enough. That's not wide either. What about this one? Well, let's try this again. That ain't right. Something wrong, y'all. Oh, it went on. Look at that. You see? On live camera, it went on. Now from there, I'm going to find my boot. Here's my grease boot that goes back under the bottom. Again, the reason I took this off because it would get destroyed if you keep it on while you're trying to install the ball joint. I learned my lesson before. So the boot goes back under the bottom, slides on like this. Make sure it's nice and snug. Makes it good from there. Okay, looks nice and snug. Then we're gonna take our pin. The pin that came with this unit is not this one, but it's another one. I believe it's straighter than this one, which I'd rather not have. I'd rather have the one that goes sideways. So we're gonna put that one in. Just screw it in. Well, maybe not. I better stick with the straight one. I think I'll stick with the straight one. Put that back in the package. We'll stick with the straight one. Let me find a socket set that's going to tighten that down, and we'll get right back with you. Okay, I found a 7.5 millimeter socket. Gonna set up there and tighten it down. Make sure it's going the right direction. If you turn it to the right, we're in good shape. Okay, my name is Albert Wilhite. I'm working with a ball joint press. I'm pressing in the lower right hand side ball joint on this 1998 Ford Explorer. Why do I have a 1998 Ford Explorer? That's what I could afford. I learned a lot of this information or these techniques from YouTube and asking questions and learning from other people. I'm making this DVD for family and friends, and you can do it yourself too. You can save hundreds of dollars. Stay away from Firestone if you can. The labor is very expensive. When I'm done, I'm gonna take it to Firestone. I have a lifetime alignment, and alignment. Let them put an alignment on it. Okay, let me get another here. We're gonna pull. Sun's coming out. Should get better video now. Okay, we're gonna loosen it up and see what we look like. Now that looks much better. Oh my legs. All right. Stretch it out. Stretch it out. Let me get a close up here. The new ball joint has been pressed back into its socket. There you have it. That's the new ball joint pressed back into its socket. Okay, here we go. We have the new lower right side ball joint pressed back into a socket using the ball joint press. Okay, moving right along. You take this clip here, it needs to go around here to keep it from sliding out. So let me put that on. Just a second. I'm pressing the ball joint back up into a socket. On this lower control arm. My name is Elbert Wilhite. I am 53 years old today. Today is March 3rd. March 22nd, 2013. Okay. I believe that looks good, but I'm not. Let's see if I can get my clip on. I'm gonna go a little more. I'm not happy with that. Put that back on there. I want it to come up a little more. Just slide that back on. Slide cap on. You say, why am I doing this? Make sure I don't get it too high. I don't know if it's possible to get it too high. But one time I got it too high and didn't look right. So. Here we go again. Make sure it's tight. I heard that in this section there's a place that you can make some adjustments in this section of the cable. There's a pin back there that you can pop out. There's a pin right here, this little rusted piece that pops out. Then you squeeze. And these two little black tabs and the cable comes out. Here's where I put the clamp. I had to squeeze it and pull the clamp off here. And this one I just unscrewed on the top of the solenoid there. And the bolts had two at the top here. These two came, I can access these from the engine compartment above, but the bottom one here, I had to go underneath the vehicle and unscrew it from this way, but the other two unscrew forward. But once I removed that that mounting plate, it had 4 bolts in it, got it out the way, I was able to access the screw from the rear here, and just reverse, put it back. But I had to put it up through the right side between the catalytic converter and the exhaust pipe to get this back in and move it over to the left to mount it back in. It wasn't a problem. It went right back in. So there you go. Diversity 2 change on the starter on the 2005 Kia Rio. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Got my tire off. We're going to take my cap off my preserver there. I may take some of the fluid out if it starts to overflow, but I need to push back my caliper so I make sure I don't have any pressure in there. Version 2, how to get the inner tie rod off. There's the tool that you could get to do this job. This is how I got this on. I had to disassemble it, then I reassembled it over the inner tie rod and tighten it down and put my extension on. My extension ratchet on with my extension bars. I had to turn it to the left, and it came right off. I came under the vehicle. I came under the vehicle, and this was not all the way forward. So I took and pushed it all the way forward, and I realized that the cable would not stretch to it, and so I went back inside, and I removed the cover over my shift arm, and I noticed some debris that was behind it, and when I moved it, this cable came forward more. And it matched. It came forward more, and I realized it has to be in park, so I snapped it back on. Got it snap. Heard it snap. Now I know it's in park because this is all the way forward now. And after I did that, I went back up and I was able to get my gear back in the park, and the key came out.